Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to anyone who is new at this channel. Right now, we have the beautiful Courtney Dillon channeling.
Hi, everyone.
Wait for it. Hi. Channeling. Wait for it. I'll tell you in a minute. But through Erik, my son in the afterlife. Drum roll. Tina Turner, people. And
I'm excited.
So happy. Yes. And be sure you read how to contact Courtney in the description box.
Yes.
All right. So, hello, Courtney. How are you doing today? And hello, Erik. I love you both.
He says he loves you too, Mom. I'm good. I'm having a good day. A little stressful because we have some construction going on, but it all worked out.
So. All right. So that's why you're in a different location, free of
yes.
jackhammer. Awesome.
Exactly.
And I want to also welcome you, Tina. I'm just, gosh, I've always been a fan, and I'm so grateful that I actually got to see you live with my husband. I think you were 60 years old, and I looked at your legs and holy crap, those legs go on for days. You're just so beautiful in every way.
Oh, she says okay, first off, let me explain how she's coming to me.
Okay.
She's sitting by Erik, and he brought her in, but she's been really with me all day. She was playing with license plates on the way over here, and she is sitting at a interviewer table, and I'm sitting there, you're sitting there, and Erik's sitting there, all three of us, and it looks like Larry King's table. So she's that's just what it's showing up as. And she's saying she's more than happy to be here today. She's heard a lot about me. Erik's been talking, and she really appreciates the work that you're doing. She's seeing that it's doing a lot of good in the world.
Well, thank you.
And she's happy to answer. She's laughing because she has good sense of humor. She said she's needed a little time to settle in.
Didn't seem like very much time.
Well, when she was approached about it, originally she said she needed more time, but now she decided it was a good moment. She's settled, so she's ready to answer questions.
What does she look like, Courtney? And what's the deal about playing with license plates? I'm going to grab Bella.
I meant she's wearing white, like a white linen top. She said she saves her like mini dresses and all that stuff. She's saving it for the stage. She's wearing this white linen top, very simple white pants.
Okay.
And same hair.
Love it. Gotta have that hair.
She looks like about 40, 45 years old. She's beautiful.
Oh gosh. All right. So I guess we'll start with these community questions, but then I also have an interesting set of questions that will probably wait till part 2. Your past life with Shirley MacLaine in Atlanta. So we'll see that. All right. Somebody sent me the.
She's happy to talk about that.
All right. So, Miss Turner, what was your childhood like?
Beautiful in some ways and difficult in other ways. Simple. She's showing me images. It looks like rural. It's like almost not a farm community necessarily, but it's kind of a small town.
Okay.
She's growing up in. Her family didn't have a lot of money. And something happens where she spends she stays with her parents, like they're in her life, but she is living elsewhere for part of her childhood. So there's different homes she's living in.
Okay, maybe an aunt, uncle, but some relative, correct?
I think it's an aunt and an uncle.
Okay. Why was that? Could they not support, feed you, clothe you, or was there any abuse or any?
No, it doesn't look abusive. It looks like primarily financial.
Yeah.
And there was
uncle then.
There was a lot of this feeling in this town that people kind of take care of one another. It's
Oh,
a little bit different than how the United States is now.
yeah.
But people kind of step in and really, it's like a community feel.
Well, a lot of, I would say the flyover country still is like that sort of
Mhm.
community based, but of course you have that in many towns all over the US, but not enough.
In Texas, she says it's still a little bit like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
not everywhere, but all right. When you were on Earth, you had a strained relationship with your mother. You were essentially abandoned by her. There we go. And in
Mm.
an interview, you mentioned you didn't feel loved by her, but bought her a house and make sure she had exactly what she needed monetarily because of the fact that she was your mother. What
Mm.
was the lesson in that relationship? And how many? Well, let's do that. What was going on between you two?
She loves her mother very, very much. And her mother, she says, my mother did the best she could.
Yeah,
And I can understand from my perspective now, she's smiling really big,
beautiful.
that
Yeah,
it's just incredible. I mean, her energy, that she felt that she couldn't take care of me
yeah,
in the way that I needed. And so that's why she looks like she goes to live at this other house.
yeah.
I hold no feeling of resentment, and I feel forgiveness in my heart. So she's really not holding on to these feelings, that she has a lot of love for her at this point.
But what was the problem with the relationship? Was she verbally abusive, gaslighting, physically abusive, like spankings or whatever? What was the conflict in
She
the
would
relationship?
say it feels verbal, although I do see a belt at one point. So there is some physical component to this. She's
Well, that's
showing
what they
me.
did back then too.
Yeah, but it's verbal. She just her mother, she's showing me, didn't receive the love that she needed.
There
She
we
didn't
go.
know how to be a mother. She didn't know how to be my mother. And so it was sort of like this generational.
Yeah, of course that happens. And maybe the lesson for her was to try to break the energetic pattern, but maybe she didn't. What was the lesson for you and what was the lesson for your mother?
Um, she created in her soul contract, she's showing me, that's interesting. She's showing me her soul contract from
Yeah,
this lifetime. And she's
I
created,
hear.
it's long and it has a lot of adversity. This original relationship with her mother was, they were actually really working through. Uh, she's showing me, she's taking me to another lifetime. And in that lifetime, they were fighting like cats and dogs. They were sisters
Oh,
and they were fighting like cats and dogs. They had a lot of issues. And so, in part, she was working through that dynamic from this other lifetime.
yeah.
She created these experiences, she says, so that I could learn how strong I was,
Mm.
so that I could learn to have true faith in myself and learn true confidence. So she's saying she created these like really intense challenges so that she could learn this. And
Yeah.
she's smiling. I think
Yeah.
she did.
Yeah, I think she did. I think I can understand that because my parents were um it's so awful. And it's like you're not enough, you're not enough, you don't deserve love. But they were so crazy that it had the opposite effects that you're nuts, man. I am confident, I am a good person, blah blah blah. So sometimes we need that contrast in order for us to become self-empowered. What about your mother? What lesson did she have? What was it for her?
Her mother's learning to love herself.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons for the abuse was that she didn't love herself and
Yeah.
she would take out her own self hatred on other people.
Okay. Okay. Good. get this.
But she said she's showing me it's water under the bridge.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
How old were you when you decided I want to be a singer?
Well, it was in her blood, she shows me. It was never 9. Something happens at 9, age 9.
Okay.
She shows me hearing music in church, lots of church music, and being really inspired. But she didn't think that this was her way. She didn't think this was possible for her, actually.
Yeah. Not at that young age. Did you have anyone who mentored you in the family or friends, family friend, as far as singing is concerned? Somebody who is also was a talented singer?
Not in the way that you would think of a mentor. She's showing me a image of a piano, so it does look like she had access to a piano, but it feels mostly like through church, like
Okay.
through hearing hymns,
Choir.
hearing gospel.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says gospel music. And she was exposed to lots of different music, and that had a profound effect on her.
Awesome. Now,
Helped her survive, she says.
now I bet. So tell us about your marriage to Ike Turner. I know it was really a roller coaster, very explosive. But can you tell us about that and why you chose to?
She's laughing. She says, well, nothing probably you haven't heard.
Yeah.
She says, I in my marriage to Ike, I endured many years of physical, sexual, emotional abuse. But I choose to see it now as a great, she wants me to say this, benefit to my life, in that it catapulted me into healing, into the understanding of the true nature of myself. She's taking me into her heart, like her true nature.
Yeah. So kind of a similar contract that you had with your mother, that, to find self-empowerment, to figure out who you truly are on an authentic level. Is that right?
Yes. She wants me to clarify. She's not saying that it's good for people to be in these type of relationships,
No.
or that she condones any of this behavior, because she does not, emphatically does not.
Yeah.
But she did, it's like, that image of, sand turning into a pearl. She shows me, it's like through that experience, she was able to
That's beautiful.
really heal.
All right. So, I got you started musically, right? But the trauma was awful.
Yes.
If you had to do it all over again, would you marry it? Would you have married him?
Probably not. She's laughing.
Do you think there
I
was
wouldn't recommend it.
what do you think there was another path for you to become the singer that you became?
No, she was laughing because absolutely no, she wouldn't recommend it, but she can see now how it was necessary for her life to live her highest calling.
Okay.
Truly.
What was it that made you leave Ike at that point in time after taking so many years of abusive behavior? What was it? What was there the last straw that made you have
She says there comes a point, and my point was, she's saying too far, but there comes a point within each person's life when they wake up one day and say, enough.
So it was just a random, this is it, enough. There wasn't a particular trigger, like you really.
No, it looks like he, it looks like he was really physically violent
Oh,
the day before, like
okay.
eat her
Yeah.
to a
Oh,
pulp.
geez.
Yeah. And she knew, I knew if I didn't leave him, I would die,
Yeah.
that I wouldn't survive this much longer.
Do you
I had a choice. I had a choice to live or die,
wow,
and I chose to live.
thank God. Do you think you could have taken the same path without I think we already answered that, but seriously, do you think there was another route to fame, fortune without Ike in the picture? I mean, were there different paths that you said, no, wow.
Mm. Mm-mm.
What was the soul agreement between you and Ike?
Mm. She's saying we both have much to learn, and she's smiling.
Yeah, don't we all?
Her main lessons she's showing me in this lifetime are around um, self-empowerment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Okay.
so that was also in this relationship.
All right. Did you have another life with him? Other lives with him?
Multiple,
Really?
multiple.
And
Mhm.
were they always kind of the same, or did they were roles ever switched? Like you were the abuser and he was the victim?
She says it will be confusing. Well, maybe not to this audience, but to the general audience
Yeah.
to hear that we have both played each role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We often do, right? Balancing karma and all.
She says she's learned enough
Okay.
now.
Have you met Ike in the afterlife yet?
She's waiting for this question, she says.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes, yes, she has. And she's smiling.
How did it go?
We are coming to mutual love and understanding. Hmm.
Oh, you forgive him.
I forgave him
You were alive. I knew
when
it.
I was alive,
Yeah.
but the forgiveness is different
Yeah.
because I can see it as multi-layered. I can see it as perfect.
Yeah. The contracts and all that. Yeah.
Mhm.
That makes sense. I mean, he helped you become a more self-empowered woman, and he had to sacrifice his relationship in a way in order to give you that gift.
She's smiling. She says, I don't want to let him off scot-free.
Oh no, 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 no.
He he has a few things to learn,
Yeah.
but I will say that he gave me a gift, and I'm grateful to him for that.
How about your mother? I don't know if she's on the other side, but probably.
She is, yeah.
And
over there.
have you met her and forgiven her?
Yes. Mhm.
Well, I bet
She
you.
also says she had a very strong practice of forgiveness
Oh,
in her life.
yeah.
And so she had also forgiven her mother.
Oh. Uh, do you feel like you fully healed from your abusive relationship with Ike?
Most definitely.
Good. What do you recommend to others in a similar situation who are being abused or who have been abused to find healing?
She recommends finding a practice, a spiritual practice that, so each person is different or unique, but what helped her through was her spiritual practice.
Yeah. Okay.
And she would recommend this for everyone.
Yeah, that's very important.
Mhm.
I think I saw something about, yeah. Yeah, okay.
It saved
We'll
her
get to that
life.
later, but it's like I saw the word Buddhism, so maybe that was something that
She's
really
smiling.
okay, good, good, good. I think that's a great spiritual practice. I do. I don't know that everything about it, obviously, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Buddhism for her reminded her that she was part of the totality of the divine.
Mm.
And
Only
she's
part of our
showing me,
creator. Yeah.
yeah, and she shows me that she learned to really hear her heart, hear her voice, and that really helped her heal
Oh, that's awesome.
and helped her succeed, honestly.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's really hard to take all those wounds unhealed and have the success that you had. Now, did the did finding the value in those hardships also contribute to your healing? Like for me in my abusive childhood, there was value. I became more nurturing. I probably then became a better mother, more assertive. Did those kind of things help you forgive and also to heal?
There are many gifts that you can find when you look hard enough.
Yeah, there always are
Mhm.
teachable moments,
Mhm.
even in the worst of suffering. And once you find them, then you can, oh, thank you. I'm so grateful for that. And then that's really one of the most powerful ways to surrender suffering, I think, in my humble opinion.
She's saying that her life is a testament and it is a pure act of faith. Like
Yeah.
she really had a lot of faith. I mean, her faith was so strong. And ooh, I got chills. She's talking about this, but her life was a testament to overcoming great hardship
Mm.
and understanding that as humans, we can decide to overcome. We can decide to succeed.
We're more
And
powerful than most people think. Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, Mr. I'm happy for you to have found love and respect with that beautiful man you shared the rest of your life with in Switzerland. I love Switzerland, especially
Well,
the
she says
right
me
northern
too. She loves it.
Italy, the border. Oh my God. Do you two also have a connection in a past life? And was
Mm.
he your soulmate?
Mm. Very, very strong. They have been married before,
Mm, okay.
and he is taught her to love, and he's most certainly her soulmate.
Oh, it's wonderful. Is he still around, still on this side?
Yeah, he's on the planet still.
Okay, all right.
Mhm.
How's he
She's
doing?
talked to him.
Oh, good, good. All right.
Um, he's healing. He's
Mhm.
healing.
Um, Tina, you said that you really wish you had taken better care of your health, like your blood pressure, which of course caused a lot of kidney issues.
Mm.
Actually, it can cause renal failure, actually. Did this turning pages, turning pages? Did this have an effect on when you passed? I mean, if you had taken better care of your blood pressure, for example.
Actually, she's saying it's the opposite. Actually, she stayed on Earth a lot longer than she even thought she could.
Really?
Yeah. Um, it was by the grace of God.
So you don't think that not taking care of your health, especially your blood pressure,
No, 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 no,
you
no.
don't
She
think it
wants to be
shortened your life?
clear. She's saying she would really recommends that each person listening to this take really be care of their physical body. And she tried near the end, but it was a little bit too late.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
And this person goes on, even if the date wasn't going to change, how would your passing have been different had you taken better care of your health?
she's not so sure that it would have been different.
Okay. Sometimes it's just
I know,
not.
I know.
What was your favorite song to perform? Maybe you have many.
Ugh, I could just feel her going like this. It's hard to say. She has so many. She just loves like she says I love many songs for many different reasons.
All right, well, let's do this.
Okay,
Oh,
she's
go ahead.
showing me some different performances that she liked, like certain performances. Oh, she's Simply the Best is like one of her
Oh
favorites.
yeah. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love that one. Yeah.
And she's showing me like she has performances that are her favorites. Venues, there's one in London. She loves performing in London. The stage in London, and different places in Europe. They love her. They just like
Oh, I bet.
love her in the United States. So there's different like shows and performances that are top of the list.
I bet. When you stopped performing, I don't know when you did. Did you miss it, or were you like, I'm good?
I felt complete. I felt complete. I
Huh?
felt like I had a good run.
Yeah, you did. Well, uh, there was the song "What's Love Got to Do with It," right? What'd you think of the movie "What's Love Got to Do with It," which starred Angela Bassett playing you? Think about that. And did you like that song just as well?
She does love that song. It helped her process like the difficulty. She
Okay.
thinks that Angela did a marvelous
Yeah,
job. Fabulous, fabulous.
I agree.
Mhm.
All right, I had a vision of you on stage with this person, uh, with an Irish setter dog sitting next to you. I have some ideas as to what it meant, but would you like to? But would like to hear it from you. Do you love dogs?
She loves animals,
Oh,
and she has them, it looks like a lot of them around her. They're really important to her. I think that's one of her dogs. Yes.
oh wow,
I think a very in tune medium.
yeah. What would you have to say now that you fully know the beautiful impact you and your music had on us, and how tremendously we loved you and still do? What do you have to say about that?
She's loves that. Just like, I am grateful. I am ecstatic that the story of my life is going to help people.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
And if I had an impact, I hope it's that people can use my story to remember their own strength,
yeah,
their own faith, their own courage, and their own power.
awesome. Did you ever meet Elvis while you were alive? He was such a fan of you and Ike's music, and have you met him now?
Um, oh, okay. Um, yes. She says in passing, I don't think they met. They weren't really
Okay.
close.
Yeah.
But yes, she has met him, and she just thinks she's saying the word darling. He's
Oh,
darling.
yeah.
And he's so sweet. He's a lot more shy than in real life.
I've heard
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Did you get a chance to meet your sons on the other side? I didn't know you.
They are with me right now.
Did.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. All right. You want to, I guess, not share anything more about that, but what was your transition experience like? And then we're going to stop and we'll have a part two. But yeah, tell me about your transition. Was it just as you
She
expected?
wants people to know that her transition, and if you decide, her transition was joyful. That's the word she keeps saying.
Oh,
Joyful,
yeah.
happy, just music, dancing,
Mm,
song. She can hear the angels singing. She goes through this tunnel on the other side. It's like a full on angels are singing, full
oh,
on concert. So
oh,
it was one
oh,
of the best, most peaceful, happiest things she could ever imagine or experience.
that's great.
Couldn't have asked for a better transition. And she was ready to go.
Yeah,
She was happy to go.
that's
And I know
awesome.
that sounds strange maybe, but she was just decided to die the way she lived.
Yeah. That's awesome.
know?
That's the
Yeah.
way to do it, man. Thank you, Tina. And I hope you will stay for part 2. You guys, please, you subscribe to the Chilling Eric channel, the Atlanta Scalar channel. Follow us on TikTok, and be sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss part 2. All right. Thank you.